All right, so we got called out to a customer's house to replace the septic alarm box. The alarm had quit working, and the septic company that came out and did their inspection uh, found that when they pushed the test button, it was not, alarming like it should. So the homeowner called us, and we ran out here to replace the box. It's pretty much a like for like replacement here, but unfortunately, you can tell here I'm struggling with the conduit coming in because it's all glued together. So I have to use the multi-tool there to cut it apart. And I'm trying to cheat here a little bit by getting the piece out of the inside of that bell end of the pipe, but it's just not coming. I was able to get the glue loose on the left side, but I'm trying to my best here to not have to replace all that pipe going back to the panel. And it's kicking my butt here. You can see I make lots of trips back to the van. I end up just deciding it's going to be easier to replace the pipe than try to mess with it. Unfortunately, we're way out in the middle of nowhere here, about an hour from town, so I'm kind of limited to what parts I have on the van. Unfortunately, this is all half-inch PVC conduit, and we always run 3/4, so I didn't have very many half-inch PVC fittings on the van here. So we got that new pipe on there going down into the septic system, and you can see I'm using some liquid tight to go up into the switch box. There's the switch box now. That's also glued in. Everything there is glued, so it's not very nice for servicing. I ended up deciding to replace all the wire as well because it was all roughed up from being pulled in the first time. So I went ahead and decided to put a new switch box in as well. The switch is the disconnect for the pump. So for code, we have to have disconnect switch within line of sight of the pump housing, where the pump's stored. Put in just a standard metallic bell box here, and a little chunk of liquid tight going up into the panel. I'm not in love with this pipe here that I ended up putting in. Unfortunately, I just had a 90 and a straight, so I like to make a little drip loop there where it just kind of comes down and back up, a U shape, but it is what it is. It's all legal here. Here's me putting some new wire in. Fortunately, this panel has been sitting out in the rain, and you can kind of tell that it's not completely sealed on the backside. There's some screw holes where it's supposed to be mounted to a wall, and whoever installed it originally didn't seal those holes up. And so I ended up finding a bunch of um, kind of oxidation inside the panel and some little bit of mildew and things like that. There you can see that's a 20 amp disconnect switch. I like those heavy duty commercial grade ones. New cover. Here we're gonna make up the alarm box. I also found right here that some of the wires from the factory were not underneath the terminal all the way. They were halfway out, so I ended up fixing some of those. Well, I'm wrapping this one up here, and appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next video.